Hello everyone, welcome to DevSecOps tutorial. So today we'll go through how to create the pipeline scripts. So let's start with our labs. So first we'll go through the PPT. Uh, okay, so the first slide is how to create the pipeline jobs. So you need to log into your Jenkins server and make the Jenkins application up and running. Once you do that, just log in, and when you click on new, you will see various options. You need to select the pipeline. Now there are two types of pipeline. Basically, one is declarative pipeline, the other one is scripted pipeline. So declarative pipeline, we need to write all the scripts within the Jenkins job in a scripted box. Whereas in scripted pipeline, everything is written to a Jenkins file, which is available in the version control repository. Basically, in our case, it will be the GitHub, and pipeline supports Groovy language. So this is how a pipeline script is written. So we will inside the job, once we create, we'll see a pipeline box available. In this we can write the Groovy scripts for the pipeline job. This is declarative one. And in the scripted pipeline, in the our GitHub repository, we'll create a Jenkins file, and there we will be writing the whole script. So let's move on. Okay, so let's log into our Jenkins. Now we will first create our first job, that is the first pipeline job. You can either create jobs by clicking the create new jobs here, or go to our new item. So we'll go to create new jobs. From the available options, we'll select the pipeline option. We'll provide a name, so we can say it declarative test job. Just click OK. So we can see write a description here. So job. So we can just mention this is a declarative job, and just leave everything default. So here we got the pipeline script we need to write. So here we can write our Groovy script for the pipeline. So this is the this is the declarative pipeline one. So I will copy some sample code here. So this is the one I created just for our demo. So the first word means we need to mention here, as per the syntax, pipeline. So this means that this is the pipeline script, and agents any means it will define the agent. So currently we have two agents, master and the Ubuntu one which we built. So it can pick any node randomly, but most of the times it picks master. So here we can mention the stages. So stage is just like various phases during the build. So we can say by default like these are the keyword stage which we need to mention in the pipeline script. So in the stage build, we just echo it, or just print the statement build phase. And similarly in the test phase, I am just printing the test phase, and in the deploy phase, I am mentioning the deploy phase. So this is the syntax for the declarative pipeline. Just save the job, and the job is created. So now when we click on build now, it will create all the stages here and display in this job. So we can see we have three stages: build, test, and deploy, which we created. So we can see the logs by going on to here. So every stage will have its own logs. So here we did the echo build phase, that's why we can see the echo here. Build phase, similarly we should see test phase and deploy phase. So that's how simple it is to create a declarative pipeline job. Now let's move to a scripted pipeline job. So what we can do here is, again we'll go to new item. Now we will actually give a name for our project, multiplayer snake, which we'll be using later for our actual project. So let's select the pipeline. Okay. Now keep everything default, so we can mention the operator here. This is the game which we are developing. leave everything default. So from here we will select the pipeline script from SCM. So now here we will select git as our SCM, and it will ask for the repo URL. So repo URL, we can give the repo URL which we created, copy to clipboard and just paste here. Now as our repository is public, we don't need any credentials for as of now, but in the future if you make it private or you want to download something and you want to do that with credentials, you can add the credentials from here. And by default it is set to master. So the master after the repository is cloned to your workspace, it will switch to the master branch. So the script file which it will be using for our pipeline is Jenkins file. So leave everything exactly the same, the default one, just save it. Now we should have the Jenkins file repository in our repository. So we don't have any Jenkins file. Let's create one. So we can also do this from the back end like earlier we did in the command line in the Jenkins box and committed those things, everything, push and all. We can do directly from the UI here. So let's create a new file from here. Just choose this, create new file. Let's name it Jenkins file, and we will create the content here, paste it. Yep. So let me explain it here a bit here. So here we don't need to declare any pipeline because Jenkins already knows the pipeline is from the Jenkins file script. So here we need to mention the node. So node is the node where you want to build your project. So it will be I mentioned master, so it will be built on the Jenkins server itself. And then we have I have defined a function, app function here, which we'll be using later in our project. Actually we will not be using, so because this is a demo, I will just echo something. This later we will be using for our source code, which will be developing later for CI/CD. As of now we will just push everything to the repo. I mean just use to echo the statement, that's it. So this is the first stage, which where it will check out the source code. In the build tag we have not mentioned, everything is commented here. So let's do sh echo build and tag. Similarly we will do here echo sh. So sh is the shell script it will invoke. Echo is the command to print. Post to Docker Hub. And similarly in the last stage again we will sh echo pull image server. So let's commit the file. So this is the commit message I am passing. So directly this will commit to our master branch here, and we can see our Jenkins file here. So once we trigger the build from here, it will automatically detect the Jenkins file and create the build for us. So this is our first job running, and we can see it is started with the first phase through the scripted pipeline, cloning the git. It is done. Now it will build and tag, just print the build and tag, and similarly it has done post to Docker Hub and other steps. So this is the basically the we can see our scripted pipeline. Thanks for joining for the tutorial. Next, in the upcoming lab we will set up our DevOps pipeline for our source code. That is the actual CI/CD for our source code.